Greetings, y'all. I made a recent video about how certain aspects of the INFJ personality type make becoming a nomad a lot easier. And today I want to focus on a couple of those aspects, doing research and optimizing. And just to be clear, these are ways that INFJs have fun with their hobbies. In just the past week, really, I've upgraded 3 aspects of my rig that fit into those categories. So I wanted to share how they came about, the research I did for finding the solution to these 3 situations, and walk you through the materials that I used. And those 3 situations have to do with winter lighting, solar harvesting in winter as well, and optimizing a unique storage spot. I'm in my 5th year of being a nomad, and I have gone through lots and lots of different types of lighting. The first thing I used was the classic USB fairy lights, and typically after using those for, I don't know, a couple months, the copper wire would break between the USB port and the actual string. After encountering that design fail, I moved on to Lucy lights, or things that were similar, not necessarily that brand. And while I really liked them, typically they would start to fall apart, and I didn't feel like putting out that much money to replace them. Then I tried rechargeable tap lights that had magnets on the back, so I could hang them from this. Once I really did a deep dive into what that blue light does to our bodies, I just couldn't hang on to them anymore. This season I am doing Zoom calls at night and don't want to use LEDs for that purpose. I am using those red function clip-on reading lights, but I come across quite ghoulish on the screen with the folks that I am talking to. So I didn't want to repeat anything that I tried before. Couldn't really find anything online. I tried some of the usual suspects in person, Walmart, Home Depot, and I was in a Hobby Lobby to look for some other pieces of gear that I've come to know and love, and thought, what might they have for lights? Being that it is the holiday season, of course, there's a whole aisle of Christmas tree lighting. While I was perusing the options, it seemed like my criteria were going to be met with shortest length, fewest bulbs, and oh my god, incandescent real lighting that above and beyond these really tiny Christmas tree bulbs. You can't get that anymore. So I was thrilled to be able to find those. It was nice that it was like 25% off or something. Once I got the string in my rig and tried hanging it up in certain ways, I figured, well, I can just take out 21 of the 25 lights because I really only need a few. I can tuck them away for future use. Even if I replaced all of them every year, that's a good 7-year supply. And having the lights burning from 5 till 8, I have my tablet and my phone configured to go to more or less orange screen, taking all the blue light out, or as much as they're telling us that we are. I'm also going to get some red replacement bulbs to use when there's bugs. I've made videos to help folks do the solar math to figure out, do I have enough panels for the devices that I want to use and the size battery that I have? So go check those out. You always want to use winter harvesting abilities as your baseline because that's going to affect you a lot. I have 400 watts of solar permanently installed on my roof, and I love the aspect of not babysitting portable panels whenever I need to recharge a battery. But they're flat, so I don't get the full 400 watts, even in the summer. I recently went through a week and a half of time in the desert where almost every day it was cloudy, if not raining. And I knew that I needed to have a backup of some kind. Rather than attempt to put another panel on my roof, which I really don't have room for, I decided to get another portable panel for the express purpose of utilizing the USB ports that are built into, I think it's a charge controller, on the unit itself, to be able to charge my devices that don't take as much juice, like lights, like my phone, my tablet, my fans, that kind of thing, and save my larger battery for my cook pot and my refrigerator. The efficiency on this particular panel, which happens to be a Renogy, the cells on it are 16 BB, which is incredibly quick. So even if it is cloudy, not the dark clouds, but the white puffy stuff, you'll still get some coming through. There's always a bonus when, as a Nomad, you can apply a multi-purpose for an item. This particular set of 200 watts of solar panels folds down and doubles as a headboard for me, so I can scrunch my pillow up against it and not be rolling around all over the place during the night. If you're in a smaller rig and you don't have room for a fridge or just don't want to use one, and it's very possible to get by without using one, if you don't want to have the weight and take up the space of having a large battery to run that fridge that you don't really want, using this kind of a solar panel makes a lot of sense. It's 12:20 local time. My tablet is at 49%, so let's do a test and see how long it takes to charge up with this slightly longer, slightly slower cord. I zip tied these baskets into the armrests at the back, but they kept flopping over. Again, I went and looked around at Walmart, Dollar Tree store. All of the baskets were too wide, not tall enough, and not long enough. When I was in the Dollar Tree store, I saw this foam board and thought, oh, I could cut that up and cover it with contact paper. So with some measuring and some, that looks about right, I fashioned this multi-compartment storage area to make full use of the armrest space and this heavy-duty twist tie to keep it in place.